Hey YouTube, I'm back again with another pickups video for you. Firstly, last week I missed something. Arrow had a sale a few weeks ago and I ordered one item, because I'd rearranged my shelves not long before that video, rather than having to arrange them again afterwards, making a gap. I sorted it onto the shelf as I was putting all this out, so it was there, and I didn't have to move everything around again afterwards. And I completely forgot about it. I left it up on its shelf during last week's video, and more than likely it's actually in the video, maybe not in its entirety, but certainly part of the case, but probably on last week's video. Anyway, what I got was the George A. Romero Between Night and Dawn box set. Yep, I'm definitely late to the party with this one. I didn't get it, for some reason I didn't get it last year. I don't know why. I was going to get it for Christmas. I put it on my Christmas list, but then I saw that Stranger Things Blu Ray box set, and so I actually got that. I asked my sister to get me that instead of this, so it meant that I never actually managed to get this, and it had gone down to £30 on the Arrow sale. But because I had a bunch of points that I'd saved up, it cost me just a little over £15. So I was really happy with that. Unfortunately, that's all my Arrow points gone now, and unless they have some kind of exclusives on their website, chances are I won't be getting any more, because they no longer give out points with sale items. And generally, that's all I buy directly from Arrow is sale items. Their website's just a little too expensive to buying all the releases from there, especially when you compare it to the likes of Amazon or even HMV. And HMV aren't known for being cheap, but they're usually still cheaper than Arrow direct, apart from when Arrow have a sale. But then when HMV have a sale, they're quite cheap as well, which also reminds me, HMV Arrow 5 for £30 sale is back on again, so I need to get down there and have a look and see what they've got. But yeah, 3 great movies on here. Well, I say 3 great movies, I've only seen The Crazies, which is awesome. The other 2 I haven't seen yet, but I'm sure they're going to be really, really good. So that's that one. Only one, I'm just trying to think now, did I get this last week? I don't think I did. I think I bought this recently. One Pound Shop Blu-ray. Zulu, like I say, from Poundland. This is the only one that they had that I was interested in, or I didn't already own. I've only been to a couple of shops couple of Poundlands this last week. Neither of them have had, or if they have had a delivery, everything had gone bar this. So yeah, Zulu. Then off eBay, I spotted a video CD after I got those 2 VCDs out of the charity shop a week or so ago. I decided to go online and have a look, and I found this Clear and Present Danger. The guy had it up for £3 on a buy it now or best offer. You know me, if there's a best offer on something that I want, I'm not going to hit buy it now, so I just put a cheeky £2 offer in, thinking that he'd come back with a counter offer, but it was accepted. So yeah, really chuffed to have got that. And after I'd bought that on eBay, it sort of brings up, once the auction's finished, or you've hit buy it now and it's the end, it brings up a list of similar items, if you like, along the bottom of below the description of the auction. And there was another listing for some video CDs, and it was a batch of 10, and the bidding was only a couple of quid. It was £5 for postage, which is fair enough, because it was quite a lot, although it probably should have been a bit cheaper. But I ended up getting these for less than £3 or less than £8 in total, with postage. Again, all VCDs. So we've got the complete third series of The New Statesman, 4 Weddings and a Funeral. This one I already own. Pink Floyd in concert. I couldn't read that for a moment there. Yeah, Pink Floyd in concert. Queen, Champions of the World. Kate Bush, The Whole Story, 94. Forrest Gump, again, I own that one. The Lawnmower Man. Beverly Hills Cop 3. U2, Rattle and Hum. And Jeeves and Wooster. Now, I was expecting to have problems with some of these, because as you can see, some are VCDs and some are CDI video, and apparently CDI video is only compatible with Philips CDI machines, or so I thought. Now, I think that's true with some titles, because I remember testing when I got my VCD player last year. I only tested the one disc as far as the CDI titles go. And that was Top Gun, and it wouldn't play. So I just expected the same thing to happen with these. I've actually tested every one of these on my VCD player, and they all play fine. So I decided to go through my entire stack of VCDs, which isn't that many, and every single one, bar 4 titles, all CDI titles, but not all of my CDI titles, those 4 wouldn't, for whatever reason, wouldn't play, but some of the others would, and these did. So I find that odd, but in a good way, because I'm glad some of these that I thought I was going to have problems with, most specifically the Rick Mail one, the New Statesman, which I'm really looking forward to watching, because I haven't seen those since they're on telly back in the 80s. They work. This will replace my copy of Forrest Gump, which I've got here, which, as you can see, is in a non-standard case. It's just a CD case. It's obviously been replaced at some point. All the VCD cases or the CDI ones have, you know, the stamp on there, the spine there, or like that one with CDI on, so I'll replace them. And then I've got a few others as well that have got the wrong cases, so I'll swap over that one as well. And then I just need 2 more to sort them out. Yeah, so some VCDs. Apart from those 2 I got a couple of weeks ago, I haven't had VCDs for a long time. But I just fancied looking, and I'm glad I did. Anyway, moving on. CEX, traded in some stuff. Dug out a couple more Steelbooks that decided to trade in. So I think I paid a total of, I want to say, £2.40 or something like that for this lot, after the voucher that I got back. There was a few Arrow titles in there, but a couple of them didn't have the booklet, so I didn't bother with those. But the 2 that I got were Driller Killer and Bride Reanimator. I got Back to the Future. This is the Universal 100th Anniversary slipcover edition. This was the last one I needed to complete that set, although 2 of those I didn't get with slipcovers, and I only bought them at the time because I think I got them from Renew last year when they were doing their £2 each or buy one get two free offer, which meant they were only like 60 odd pence each. So I thought, what the heck, maybe I'll come across the slipcovers at some point, and if I don't and have to rebuy them, I've not lost much. But yeah, this was the last one I needed for that set. Unfortunately, the whole reason that they released this set was for the at the time there was an app you could get for augmented reality, and you pop the app on and then pointed your phone or tablet or whatever, and you get some augmented reality related to whichever film it was. Of course, that app's well out of date now. It won't even work on, I don't know how many, maybe the last 3 or 4 versions of iOS. It's never worked. It just crashes. I did manage to get a copy of it on an old iPhone that I picked up at the car boot sale not so long ago for a couple of quid, and it worked. And the app works on that, but it must have connected to a website of some kind to work the augmented reality, and that website is no longer available. So even with that, it doesn't work anymore. But never mind. It was a good set to collect for. They did release them all on DVD as well, and I think there's 2 extra titles. One of them was Dracula, and I can't remember what the second one was. Might have been Creature from the Black Lagoon, I'm not sure. But there was 2 of the titles anyway on DVD that I don't own, but I might keep an eye out for them. But anyway, Back to the Future. Then some 3D titles, The Last Airbender, Cars 2. It didn't come with the slipcover. I already had the slipcover. I bought a bunch of 3D slipcovers quite recently off eBay. As it turns out, when I got home, it's not a matching one. The barcodes are different. One of these was a 2011 release and the other one's a 2013 release. So they must have released this twice in 3D. And I managed to got the slipcover for the... I think I've got the older version of the box and Blu Ray and the newer version of the slipcover. But anyway... then I got season 2 of The Walking Dead. It was only £4, and season 2 of Fringe. I used to love this show. It was I think maybe one of the last programs that, well, maybe not quite the last, but that I used to watch the live broadcast on telly. Every week. It wasn't something that I waited to watch either on Blu Ray or on I don't know if it was ever on Amazon or Netflix, but yeah, it was one of those shows that I watched every week, and I loved it. I think season 3 maybe is my favourite. It's certainly that was certainly when it hit its stride. The first season was a bit hit and miss, I think. Season 2, I don't remember that much about season 2, so I'll have to have another look at it. But yeah, I remember season 3 being really, really good because it went into the whole alternate universe thing where they were jumping back and forward, and I loved that. So yeah, really happy about that. Then this I picked up off eBay. Britain's Best Drives with Richard Wilson. When I dug out the video CD player earlier this week to test them discs, I've got a bunch of spare players, if you like, or stuff that I keep tucked away. I've got a bunch of extra HD DVD players. I've got a couple of extra Blu-ray players, HD VMD players with them. And there was also an old Freeview recorder, so I decided to hook that up just to see what was on there. And there was a couple of shows that I recorded probably in the late noughties. This was one of them, Britain's Best Drives, and the other one was oh, what was it called, from A to B, something like Stories of the Road or something like that. I can't remember now. And it was just like a, I guess it was a Talking Heads documentary type thing, but they were all filmed, or couples filmed whilst in their cars driving wherever they're going, and it was quite entertaining. And I had a look online. The only place I can find anything about it was on BBC's own website, and it just gives you a synopsis of the episodes and when they were first aired and when they were last aired, and are they available on the iPlayer and stuff like that. And neither of the two shows have been on air for years, and neither of the two shows are on iPlayer, but this one was released on DVD. Neither of those two shows I had recorded all the episodes either. I only had a couple of episodes of this one, and I think 4 of the 5 episodes of the other show, so at least I can maybe look at transferring that and sticking it in iTunes so I can watch it without having to hook up the old DVR. But yeah, this is just interesting. Richard Wilson is obviously from One Foot in the Grave. I don't know why I say I keep saying obviously when things not always obvious, but he was in One Foot in the Grave. But in this, he's just driving old cars from the 50s and 60s on roads that old country roads that are in some guidebook from the 50s or 60s, and it's just really, really interesting. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out again. And then lastly, actually no, this isn't lastly. I might have to cut because there's some stuff that I've just remembered that I haven't got here that I have to go and find. Yeah, I'm going to stop for a moment and we'll come back. Right, back again. So moving on to charity shop pickups. So these are some DVDs. These came from the British Red Cross, who were doing their usual 2 for £1. They were £1 each or 2 for £1. So I found never heard of this one, but it just sounded intriguing. Zombie Honeymoon, and the original version, the Mel Brooks version of The Producers. It's a 2-disc set. It's a long time since I've seen this film, but it's very entertaining. And then some cartoons. We've got Top Cat Volume 3 and Top Cat Volume 4, and these are really long actually. I think they're about 2.5 hours each. So yeah, bargains at 50p each. Then the stuff that I completely forgot about, some VHS tapes. These were all 10p each. They came from Budwick Hospice, and most of these I bought because I've not heard of them. I think there's only one that I've even knew existed. So this is the first one, is a BBC documentary series, Dancing in the Street, a history of rock and roll. And this is the one that's, I think, probably everybody's heard of. All the rest of these are big box X-Rentals, and I don't even know if, with the exception of this one, if they've even had DVD or Blu-ray releases. Yeah, no holds barred. Like I say, everybody's heard of this film. I've not seen this probably since it was on Sky back in the 90s, maybe even in the 2000s. But yeah, I've not seen that for a very long time. Airborne, like I say, never heard of it. But it says the the French connection of rollerblade chases. For that alone, it's got to be worth seeing. Then we've got Forced to Kill, Michael Ironside, so it's got to be worth a look. Man Killers, Yeah, okay. The Naked Cell. And then finally, Big Bad Mama. Or at least that's what I thought it was, until I opened it. It's actually Big Bad Mama 2. I've never heard of Big Bad Mama, so I didn't know there was a 1, let alone a 2. But then when you look again, it does actually say Big Bad Mama 2. It's just the 2 is so small, I completely missed it the first time. Yep, so that was it from the charity shops. 10 pence each for those VHS tapes. If they're crap, then I've not lost much. And then finally, it was my birthday a couple of weeks ago, and I got a bunch of vouchers for Amazon, some of which I've used for upcoming pre-orders, which I'd already pre-ordered, but that's the one thing I do like about Amazon. If you pre-order something and then you get a voucher, or you top up your account or whatever, you can just add that voucher to your pre-order. Or say your pre-order's 20 quid and you've only got a £5 voucher, you can add the £5 to your pre-order, and then you only pay £15 when it comes out. Or better still, if it's something that's really expensive and you've got a couple of months before it comes out, each week you can just buy a £5 voucher and keep adding it until the release date, and then it's either paid for or partially paid for. But in this case, this wasn't a pre-order, the others were. They don't come out. One comes out I think next week, and the other one comes out at the end of the month. But this is something from Arrow. It's the Phantasm collector's set. This was something at release I didn't expect I was going to buy. I've literally no nostalgia whatsoever for these films. I've never seen any of them, which might surprise people, but I haven't. And when it came out, was it last year, or yeah, I think it was a year ago, £70, it was an easy pass. Like I said, there was no nostalgia for me to get these. Come Black Friday last year, I think they'd gone down some places. I know HMV had it at $49.99, and I kind of hummed and hawed at that point, and I decided that still I'm not going to get it. It's now out of print as far as Arrow's concerned. It's no longer on their website. It's still available at other places, but Amazon had come down to $35.99, and because I had vouchers, I thought, what the heck, I'll grab it. Give them a try. I haven't watched them yet. As you can see, it's still sealed. It only arrived a few days ago, but I will get around to watching them at some point. But purely because I had the vouchers and it was the cheapest I'd seen it, and because it's gone out of print at Arrow, if in the future I did decide I wanted it, I may well have ended up paying a stupid amount of money. Well, I wouldn't have done, because I wouldn't have got it for a stupid amount of money. I would have just not had it. But yeah, I've got it now. It's in the collection. So that's it. That's pretty much everything. Well, that is everything. Well, no, it's not everything. I did go out yesterday and pick up some bits and bobs. Got some more VHS, a couple of Blu-rays, and any DVDs. I don't think I did, but I'll have them with this week's pickup video rather than adding them on to this lot. Yeah, so thanks very much for watching. This video seems to have gone on awfully long once again. I thought with the little amount that I have, I'd have got through this lot really quickly, but I guess it wasn't to be. Wittering on once again, like I'm doing now. Yep, so that's it. Thanks very much. I will catch you next time. Ta-ra.